Welcome back to the Leisurely Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, AverageSiege. I'm joined by SlipShockGaming, the other host, co-host. We're not going to go A, B, C.
I
We'll keep it
spooked him,
just
y'all. I
host,
spooked him.
co-host.
How's
But,
it going, man?
but welcome in everybody. We are back, another episode. Got a good bit to talk about today, Slip.
Yeah. How was you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
You're not gonna ask me, man? That's mean.
I'm sorry, Slip. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing very sad, man.
Sad.
Sad, yeah, because you haven't liked the video yet. Like the video right now. And if you're new here, hit the sub button. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Now I feel nice. Now the person liked the video.
If you're
Appreciate
listening to the audio version, sorry, you don't get to see it, but
it. Hey. All right, what's on the docket?
so
Main
since
host.
since the last recording, we got our Switch 2 pre-orders.
True.
That I know that was an experience for everyone, it seems. How was your pre-order experience, Slip?
Now look. I was okay. So I was smart. I know I was fighting against bot. Okay, I was fighting against Ultron, so I had to be prepared. I was logged into like 5 different sites: Costco, Newegg, Walmart, Best Buy. I was there. I was going to all of them. It was on my computer. It was on my phone. You know, as soon as 11 hit, I'm just started refreshing. Sold out. Sold out. Sold out.
It's 11 because Slip is in Central Time Zone, just so you're aware.
True. Normally it was 12 p.m. for the fake Eastern time zone.
East Coast, West Coast, but continue.
It's fake. It's fake news. So yeah,
Actually, I do have an argument for that. I actually think West Coast might be the best in that case because it's only 9 p.m.
true. Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot better time to get on and try to pre-order stuff at 9 p.m. versus midnight. But
Yeah.
continue.
So yeah, I finally ended up getting it, but it it just Walmart was being real picky with me. It was like, we got some, no we don't. We got some, no we don't. We got some. Waiting this waiting this queue, and then we'll let you know if you can. After about a 2 hour period, if you get it, if you get through the queue, you might have something. We don't know if you will, but if you wait in the queue, you might. Best Buy was like, I don't know what to tell you, brother. Ultron beat you. So, Newegg happened to be my savior at that point. But still, it was a lot of places. Costco, I thought Costco was gonna be the one the whole time. I did. I didn't even try Sam's Club. I should have tried Sam's Club. I heard that was. And funny enough, 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Because I kept trying. I was trying to shop around, trying to find the best place to get it from. Right? I didn't want to have to go in if I didn't have to. Best Buy was like, you know what? We actually have some bundles. Here's like 3 bundles. A bundle with, the regular bundle. You got a bundle with it's like the little steering wheels or whatnot. And it was a bundle after that with the steering wheels. And I think it was like $700. Steering wheel, Donkey Kong, and something else. Was it the camera? I think it was the camera. I was like, you know what? Let me try that one. Wait in the queue for like 30 minutes. Because, no, bro, I ain't nothing to do this. All right, cool. You know what? At least I got one. I'm happy. I check every year to make sure it didn't get canceled.
So speaking of that and getting one, I actually had two pre-orders. um, I ended up canceling one. Don't worry, I'm not gonna scalp it or anything. So I got into Target actually really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 5 after I got into Target. And then it was like, we can't guarantee release date delivery. It might be a couple days later. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. So then I was in the Walmart queue. Walmart queue was going. Walmart queue was going. Best Buy didn't drop theirs in time. It was just, that's why I was like, we're going to wait and drop ours later. So about, let me check exactly what time. Maybe quarter after 12. Let's see. 12:39. I got my order placed for Target. I was like, you know what? If they're gonna deliver it late, whatever. I at least got one. 'Cause I'll be traveling that weekend, so I was like, I want to get it on release day so I can take it with me, whatever. But 12:39, I got my Target order in. I'm like, this is great. I at least have it. But I still had Walmart open because I was in the queue. Well, then Walmart's went through. I was able to get into Walmart. 12:42, I placed my order at Walmart.
Mhm.
So then I had both pre-ordered within minutes of each other. And I was in Discord with my cousin and another buddy that was trying to pre-order. Well, my buddy ended up getting it through Best Buy, which I was sitting in Best Buy's queue. I just ended up closing it. So like I have two, I don't need a third. But my cousin never got through. Never got through. Came one little after one, he gave up on it. So I was like, well, you can have this Target one. I'll change my shipping address and just send it to you. You can send me the money, whatever. And then the next morning, he was able to go to GameStop and actually get it pre-ordered in person. So I went ahead and canceled the Target order. I just have the Walmart one. We'll see if they hold true that delivery by 9 a.m. on release day is what Walmart claims they're going to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit crazy, but
There's dangers to that too. Like I think I was telling you that what you call it, there's dangers to it because how are you gonna be able to do that? How can you guarantee 9 o'clock? The only way you can guarantee 9 o'clock is if you use people like Ship It or Ships. Um, what's the other stuff? I mean, DoorDash starts doing electronics now.
Instacart.
Instacart, yeah. There was one other one that I can't think of right now, but
It also makes me wonder by 9 a.m., when are they going to start these deliveries? Are they going to start
exactly.
delivering them at like 3, 4 in the morning? Like,
Yeah, so at that point, you gotta have a trustworthy person. Let's say there's only five of them in a person's queue. That I mean, a person's car. That's like 6 o'clock in the morning. They know they're delivering.
mm,
Uh,
switch twos.
switch
Like,
twos or whatnot. Maybe one of them fall out the back of their car,
yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll
somebody
see.
lose their stuff. You know?
Yeah, like I said, I got mine. I got mine pre-ordered from Walmart. We'll see what happens. There's also still the chance of the Nintendo one to come through.
True.
Registered interest for that. I think that's what May 8th. So
Yeah.
in a few days, we'll be getting those emails. If we're able to get those pre-orders. Which at this point, I think everybody I know that wanted a Switch 2 got one pre-ordered. So I'll probably just not claim it if I even get selected. That's a lottery pick for that.
Yeah.
Um, But then the one other thing I want to talk about with the Switch 2 pre-orders is did you see the controversy around the one GameStop? I forget where it was. Where they were forcing you could not pre-order just a Switch 2 Mario Kart
Oh,
World bundle. You had to get all the other bundle stuff with it. And they were charging like $800-900 for
yeah.
everything.
Because it was bundling everything together, and I think
Yeah.
that's if you don't have the money for it, I feel like that was definitely a screwball thing for you to happen. But it sucks to say if you were going to at that point in time, we didn't know if they was going to raise the prices on those things. So those people who actually got forced to buy those actually came out a little bit better because a little bit they still got forced to do stuff either buy this upcharged, get all the stuff for $800 or don't get your Switch. That is definitely a strong arm, strategy. But like, they also got their prices in where the stuff was like $10, $15 cheaper. I think we talked about that last week,
Yeah.
or last not last week, but the last podcast where they went up. That time we was doing it, those prices were still, I think, similar to the original ones, if I remember correctly. Actually, no, because I got the I'm chatting because I ordered the yeah, what is it, the Pro controller from Best Buy, I believe it was.
I only got the Switch 2 with Mario Kart. I didn't order anything extra because I got my custom Pro controller that I
Mm-hmm.
got as a birthday gift that has AverageSiege on the back. Like I'm gonna use this one. Why would
Yeah,
I? Why would I get a new one?
I got this one right. I got this one, and it's been
Hmm.
the whole used good or whatever. But what I'm worried about is how consoles be doing, where they don't allow you to use the older ones or the aftermarket ones, or like doesn't work. Like doesn't work how it's supposed to.
Well,
That's
luckily
like.
mine does not technically aftermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Because with I got mine from Colorware a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You actually buy a brand new Switch Pro controller, and then they basically take it apart, paint it, whatever, and then send it to you. You actually get it in the Pro Controller box.
Okay.
So it came with all the original box and everything. Just they painted it for you and made it look real nice.
Okay, so I feel like
And got it my
I had a
name put on it.
different experience than you because I have like an aftermarket one, and I'm not sure if
Hmm.
it's gonna work or not.
And then I
You,
also have my Pro Controller from the initial release of the Switch.
that looks pretty cool. I like those. I like the
I actually have
controller.
the charging dock stand for it.
Mm.
So I have that one as well. And then I have technically 3 sets of Joy-Cons right now for my Switch. So I'm like, I'm not getting any of the accessories. The only thing I probably should get that I haven't ordered yet is a carrying case.
I get you. I
But
get that.
yeah, that bundle they were forcing was crazy. I mean, at least pre-ordering in person at GameStop, you only had to put $50 down initially.
Mm-hmm.
But
Having
and the weird thing is they said you could cancel all the extra stuff when you picked it up. But for the pre-order, they were forcing it on you.
they might have had to do a some type of like quota they had for those.
I know I've never technically I worked at GameStop for a day, but I never actually worked at GameStop to know their metrics, how they push things.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it was a seasonal thing. I went, they're like, oh yeah, we'll get you hired seasonally. They gave me one shift. They're like, we can't guarantee any hours. I was like, well, I need the money, so I went somewhere else. But I worked 1 4-hour shift at GameStop.
Listen, I'm gonna be here for one time. I'm gonna need y'all to give me all the money. If you can't give me all the money, then I don't know what to tell you, big homies.
I was hoping just for like, 10 hours a week or something. They're like, we can't guarantee anything. I'm like, well, then I got to go elsewhere.
I
I'm a
get you.
broke college kid. I need money. So
That's respect. I get that. It's weird, but I get it. Like GameStop. If I'm being completely honest, GameStop kind of. I feel like they do money laundering there or something because I have the policies they put in and the practices they do. I don't understand how they still make money besides money laundering for bad guys.
speaking of, and actually, I forgot to put this in our notes of what we're going to talk about, but it
Mm-hmm.
reminded me Xbox raising their prices. And right as Xbox announced them raising their prices, GameStop raised the prices of pre owned consoles too, which they already had in store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? Okay, I'm not getting into the real reason why that is, and people want to try to like not try to say it's not that, but it is. It 100% is. It is not Nintendo's fault. It is because if you look at it around, it's not like it's everywhere. It's only here so far. If it's other places, again, I live here, so I can't. I'll get news anywhere else. But I
I
only
don't know if
see it
Xbox is
here.
raising their prices everywhere, if it's just here, but
And I think I talked about it with one of my friends who live in Canada, and he didn't bring it up. So I feel like it's here, and if it's here, we know where that is. So we can't blame Nintendo for Microsoft doing that, and then GameStop doing that. Again, we could if you wanted
they're
to,
just blaming Nintendo for the $80 games. That's all they're blaming Nintendo for.
they're blaming it. See, here's the thing, right? And I think I talked about this the very first time, but I think like okay, for people who want to play just random games or just enjoy video games, yes, a Steam Deck would be okay. But it gets very annoying to hear people talk about, I'm not going to buy a Switch 2. I'll just give me a Steam Deck. Do
I was
that.
gonna hold up my Steam Deck, but it's upstairs.
Um,
I don't ever play it.
right here. Right here. I'm
I don't
telling
ever
you
play
from
mine.
experience. It's fun to use. But if you're a person like, prime example, both of us, Pokemon people, the way Nintendo has their
Their claws in us.
the way they have not even claws, the way they have their barrels aimed at every person who's like a YouTuber, streamer, TikToker. If you use something that's not legitimate, you might get. I feel like the Marvel sniper and the Nintendo sniper went to the same sniper class. That just how it feels because they be on that. Am I saying that at all that what they're doing is right? No, of course not. I think it's stupid. I think that especially when wages are not going up and there's a lot of people that's about to be unemployed. I don't think that video games should be going up. But in that same token, if you're finna be unemployed, you don't have any other money, video games should be the last thing, or new video games should be the last thing you think about. You have a, unless you start gaming this year, you have a backlog. Play that.
It's all a
Every,
luxury too.
exactly. Every video game person, every person who has ever turned on a video game console, they have a backlog. Unless you just bought like you're one of those guys that say there's nothing to play on PlayStation or Xbox. The only thing they have is Fortnite, NBA 2K, Madden, and one of the two fighting games, which is either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. If you
Can't
you
forget
one of
Call of
those
Duty.
guys, exactly, Call of Duty, yeah, them too. If you have those 5 games or 6 games, and that's it, I feel like you don't really like gaming. You just like raging at people at that point because that's all you do in those games is rage. It's not like you happy to play those games.
But speaking of backlogs, you sent me a link. If you have a backlog for the Switch, there's some free games that are getting, or some free upgrades for Switch games for the Switch 2. So even if you got only the console, you weren't able to get the Mario Kart World Bundle, or if you're just not a huge Mario Kart fan, but you got it because, saved the $30 on the $80 game, there's some other games for you to play.
Things like Arms. Was it Captain Toad Treasure Tracker? Super Mario Odyssey.
Odyssey was a good game. That's the only one. I played Arms a little bit actually, but it was weird. Yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, of course.
Which I'll be comparing that day one, like
Yep,
I'm sure a
yep,
lot of Pokemon people will be doing.
100%. We have Super Mario 3D World and Plus Browser's Fury. So I'm
A
assuming that's
game
like
that I would
DLC.
like to play, but I never did.
Okay.
It's
We
a
got.
Mario platformer. Why not?
I mean, hey, you know, I'm not. I haven't been like a Mario person, but I feel like Mario is a really good franchise. I don't mind watching people play it and like get mad about it. I love it. One of the good things on YouTube to watch. We have Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics.
Okay, sure.
We have Legend of Zelda, Link's Awaken, Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. I don't know where those come.
The Echoes of Wisdom. That's one you get to play as Zelda. I think that
Oh,
came
okay.
out recently.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right. I'm not. I don't keep up with Legends. Listen,
I'm not a huge Legend of Zelda either. I've played some, but my sum is not a lot.
please don't don't tussle with us. We Pokemon people. Okay. It says new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
Which I think
Big.
is from the Wii U technically. That's why the U is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they released it on the Switch, and that's why they added the deluxe, or maybe the new. I don't remember specifically, but that's another one of those Mario platformer games.
Okay. All right. We got Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain, and last but not least, Game Builder Garage. I have no idea what that is, but personally, I feel like that's one of those indie games that's like a simulator, and if it is, I'm getting it. I'm finna look it up after the podcast.
I was like, all right,
And
Slip's gonna tell us about it next time.
yep, sure am.
Which actually, speaking of simulator games, I got an email yesterday, maybe day before, about some of the. There was a sim. I think it was like a liquor store. Or no, there was a liquor store simulator,
Yep.
and then there was an e-commerce store simulator. And I'm like, how do you do that? So I'm just gonna look that one up too.
See,
Um,
I have the liquor store demo. That it, when I played a little bit, it wasn't that good. Like the controls weren't that good. It feels like a copy of the supermarket. I think it's like what is it called?
Supermarket
Supermarket
and then
simulator.
TCG Shop were the big ones that I think everybody's like, oh, we can do this for other things.
Yeah, that's. It feels like those two, but the controls are different, and which I mean, again, if it's not the same people, I think the publisher is the same. That's why I get the emails for those things. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
I added those, but the developers are different. But yeah, the controllers are not good at all. What else? I feel like it's just not a good one.
I feel like the simulator games really started. I don't know. I mean, PC Building Simulator was out, but I think Power Wash Simulator is what really started, from what I've seen, the simulator space.
Yeah,
Like those things. So there was like a lawnmower simulator, which I mean, that just feels like a farming game almost. But
I feel like the most popular one is House Flipper. Like the reason why,
I didn't even think about House Flipper as a simulator. That was just, yeah, because it
yeah,
doesn't have simulator in the name. I didn't think of it initially.
yeah, I think
Sims,
that's the one that started me on it was House
Sims.
Flipper. The Sims is a life simulator game. Yeah, but you know those games like the House Flipper 1 and 2, the PC Builder, those are the more popular ones because those have been around a little bit long. I think the Power Wash only got popular because it got on Xbox Game Pass when it first came
Power
out.
Wash Simulator came out in 2022.
I believe House Flipper came out in 2021. Maybe.
House Flipper was 2018 initially,
Wow. See, I'm all the way off.
and PC Building Simulator was also 18.
See, I'm all the way off. So, but you know what? Any time before 2020, for 2020 at this point, has eluded me. Okay, I still don't feel like it's been 5 years since 2020. And I know it is.
True.
What else you got for me, big dog?
So one other thing with the Switch 2 before we move on, I just saw it's a rumor. Try not to do too much with rumors, but this is a cool one that there's going to be themes for the Switch 2 like home dashboard,
Oh,
which
about
reminds
time.
me of like the old Xbox 360 themes you could get. The rumor again, rumors even mentions unlocking them through your platinum points or maybe quests. Or you can some you'll be able to buy because why would they leave money on the table? But that's just a little something that could be cool. That's supposed to be with not it says version 2 firmware for the Switch 2 supposedly. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But just one other thing I wanted to touch on with the Switch 2. Um, because we don't know when version 2 is going to release, what that's going to look like, but we do know when GTA 6 is going to release now.
Listen, when you sent me that, I heard the cries of the GTA 5 people. I heard it. I heard you can hear the you heard it. You heard it because which I understand, right? You're like if you only play GTA, right? You're suffering through the good that
I
is
couldn't imagine
GTA
only
5.
playing GTA though.
You know what? If you played online, it's a different. I mean, it's not different, but like if you're playing with friends, doing
I know
heists and
there's a
stuff
lot of
like that.
RP and things too, but like
Yeah,
only GTA 5.
I mean, you play only Pokemon. Wait, what do you?
I mean, I play other games. I just only content Pokemon.
Still,
I mean,
nobody knows what
I
other
mostly play
Pokemon.
just Pokemon to be honest. I've been
Your
playing
whole
Cobblemon
room,
again, so
your whole room is Pokemon. What do you mean?
no, there's one Final Fantasy poster right here.
Oh wow, your head was in the middle of that.
Right here, Final
Your head
Fantasy
was
8
like this.
cuz my favorite Final Fantasy.
Now, but to know that it was supposed to be in late 2025. And I wouldn't even be mad. I'm not mad anyway, but I understand if I was a GTA 5 person, I wouldn't be mad if it was like February, right? But they have to wait a whole year from basically today. A year and like what, 23 months? 23 days, excuse me.
Yeah, May 26th,
Yeah.
2026.
And again, I've said this about any game at this point. As I get older, as I've kind of dipped into game development, I've always said if they push something back, I'm not mad about it because I understand that they're trying to make it better. GTA 5, a lot of people love it, but GTA 5, like when they first dropped, online was dog water. They had to take it off, work on it for a quarter of the month, and then do it again the next month. Because as soon as people try to get on, it was crashing. The game was going off. I heard some people, which might have been again grain of salt, might have been some lies, but they was turning on their GTA 5s, trying to get online, and completely crashed their systems. They had to restart their PlayStations.
I'm trying to find. I saw a meme earlier that was talking about the time it's taken for GTA 6. They released every other GTA before GTA 5. That's how long it's been from 5 to 6.
That's been definitive, yeah.
Because, I mean, GTA 5 came out, what, 2013?
13, yeah.
Yeah, September
September,
2013.
yep.
So it's, by that point, it will have been almost 13 years. A lot happens in 13 years.
Yeah, that's true. 13 years, at least the rise and fall of two superhero games. Um,
That's not what I was thinking, but, sure.
3 generations of Pokemon. 2.5. You know, Hisuian, Paldalian, and what was before that?
Galler.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So yeah, 3 generations
No,
of
there's
Pokemon.
been more than that actually, because X and Y came out in 2013.
So 4 generations of
So
Pokemon.
X and Y came out in 2013. There was Sun and Moon,
but
and then Sword and Shield,
but like Sun and Moon and X and
Scarlet and
oh
Violet.
yeah, they're
That's technically the
technically
way you
5.
were doing it. It's
Yeah,
like 5.5 because
yeah.
you had Kalos, uh, Alola, Galar, throw in half for Hisui, uh, Paldea,
Okay, yeah, yeah. Five and a half
four and a
generations.
half, something like that.
Yeah,
X and
let's
Y,
round up
Sun
to
and
five.
Moon, Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, and then yeah, 4.5.
Because personally, I found I find that the Hisuian versions of most Pokemon are way better than the originals. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. What you got to say about the Grand Theft Auto 6?
Now we need the other release dates. That's all
True,
I care about.
true.
I'll play GTA 6. Sure. Yeah, I can wait till May. That's fine. Because there's how many other games coming out that were slated for late or autumn or fall, whatever you want to say, winter 2025, because everybody wanted to know when GTA 6 was coming.
Yeah, there's so many
And
that
of
are
course,
just not.
Pokemon ZA is the main one I'm worried about. But
Is it?
Kirby Air Riders is another one out that was slated for late or winter
Oh,
2025.
that is so many. I'm not doing all of. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not right. I'm
You'll be
looking
here
at the
for an
list.
hour.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list and I'm like, bro, no, I'm not. I'm not. Listen,
That'd be the
I'll
whole
send a
podcast,
list.
just listing games that are
I'll
waiting for release dates.
I'll send a list to Siege, and his Siege put it in. He can put it in the description.
We'll link
That's
it.
some.
Yeah, we'll link
Yeah,
it.
because the to be honest, excuse me, the to be announced is outstanding. But we
To
did
be
get
announced.
we did get Borderlands 4 release
We do
dates.
have, well, that specifically lists Borderlands 4 for the Switch 2. We have the
Oh,
official Borderlands 4 release. We don't know when it'll be on the Switch 2, which actually moved up the release date of
yeah, they
Borderlands
did.
4 to September 12th.
I'm just waiting
So
to hear about Digimon
yeah,
Time Stranger. That's. I mean, Pokemon is definitely near dear to my heart, but I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what Time Stranger doing. I'm time. It's time for Stranger. There we
and
go. There we
Slip
go.
I set up a PO box finally for my content creating stuff, and the first package I get in my PO box is from Slip, and he bought me Digimon for the Switch. If you
Yeah.
guys saw the clip, I've never played Digimon. It's always been Pokemon, but I told him I would consider checking it out now that it's in my hands. But
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna change him yet, y'all. I'm finna make him a duo monster hunter person. Or monster catcher person. There we go.
I'm gonna say Monster Hunter is a completely different thing, which I've played a little bit of. I've never played Digimon.
I haven't played. I think I played maybe 30 minutes of Monster Hunter. So
I put about like 10, 12 hours into one of them, but that was about it.
So you got more than that. You got more than I do. But okay, there's a lot of games that's supposed to be slated in my head that I know now that's supposed to be in this year that was based not competing with Grand Theft Auto, but they were, for lack
Everybody
of
was
better word,
aware
scared.
of how Grand Theft Auto was going to affect things in the gaming space.
So as we stated, we got Pokemon Legends EA. That is definitely one of those ones that's a little bit scared of it. Digimon, of course. Digimon Storytime Stranger. Marvel's Wolverine. That's been something that people have been waiting for. They ain't
Is
had
that
no
still
type of
coming?
information. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
I haven't heard
Supposed to
anything
be.
about it in a while. I
That
forgot
might be
about it.
that might be next year. Who knows? We also haven't heard anything from the Marvel the Captain America Black Panther game. It's called, let's say, Marvel. I forget what it's called. I'm not. I can't even find it. So yeah, but y'all know it's a Black Panther and Captain America game. So that's supposed to be there. We also have, what is it? Do we have the that new Elden Ring? Does that have a release date? I don't think
I
so.
don't know if it has an actual release date yet or not. That Elden Ring thing actually comes out this month.
Cause like this month,
That's May
okay, okay.
30th. Yeah.
They knew. They was like, we gotta worry about nothing. Ghost of
Well, that's what I thought with Borderlands when they moved it up. I thought maybe they caught wind of when GTA was coming.
yeah.
So, like, all right, we're gonna move it up 2 weeks. GTA is coming out like first week of October or something. They're like, we're gonna get as far away from that as we can. But
Mm-hmm.
there's also Bungie's new extraction shooter was set to release the same exact day as Borderlands.
Marathon.
So
Yep.
I don't know if maybe that's why Borderlands like let's get out in front of this. People can play our game before they dive into the newest thing from Bungie.
Yeah, because I don't know what Bungie be putting in their games, but it's crack. It's got it's digital crack.
You would think so,
You
especially as big as extraction shooters have been lately.
listen. Here's the thing. I don't understand. I'm a recovering Destiny addict. Okay, that game had me from the original game until the very last major expansion, and I was like half in it because I was trying to pull myself away from it because I'm like, if I didn't, I would still be Destiny hunting today. But
I played Destiny, but it never got its claws in me.
good, because man, look,
My cousins tried to pull me in a couple times, and I get on and play for like an hour. I'm like, all right, this is enough. I'm good.
so another game that we don't have the information for yet is Ghost of Yote. Um, unless they just did that one. What else? We have the supposed to be the was it Manza? Was that supposed to be the Golden Eye thing or no? I think I'm thinking about that one.
Don't
Omnimusha.
I don't remember.
It's a new Omnimusha game that's supposed to come out. I'm a little worried about that one because from showing here, it's on everything. Like four Switch, Switch, PCs, Xbox One, all this weather. I just don't think that's a smart move for them. What else? Power Wash Simulator 2. That's crazy. It has a sequel. First one even good.
So all these sequels, we're gonna have something to talk about when it comes to those sequels.
All right. I think I'm done with the things. Oh yeah. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, which will be on the Switch too.
I actually might play those because for me, Tony Hawk, that was about the time I got into those games.
Mm-hmm.
Was I think Pro Skater 4, and then there was Underground 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Those are about the times I was getting into Tony Hawk. Actually, my friend, his birthday is like right after Christmas, and 1 year for Christmas, I got Underground 1 and 2, and I was like, "This, I don't need both of these." So I gifted one to him for his birthday because it was right there. I was like, "I'm gonna keep Underground 2 here. You can have Underground 1 for your birthday because I have two."
There we go. I got the sequel. I got the better one. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I'll keep the sequel. You can have this other one because happy birthday.
Exactly.
We were in like, God, when did those even come out? Late elementary school
Ooh,
for me.
please don't give me a date.
Oh yeah, late elementary school. I won't give you a date. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, cause
but
yeah.
but as I was alluding to with these sequels, I wanted to do a little listing segment here. We're gonna start doing some lists, maybe some blind ranks, whatever. But today's list is gonna be all hypothetical. What game we're gonna go back and forth? We'll do five
Okay.
total. What games do you want to see a sequel to that has not yet been announced?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You said
And
it was gonna be okay. Go
it's
ahead.
it's hypothetical. I told you it won't be too bad, and I'll even give you the first one so you can take a minute to think about it. I know you're gonna have some great ones,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with Left 4 Dead 3.
Left 4 Dead 3.
That's what started this list in my head. Was I was thinking Left 4 Dead. I had so much fun playing Left 4 Dead 2, and I know they made Back for Blood, but it didn't hit the same. It wasn't Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
It was similar but different.
That's what I was gonna say. Like if Left 4 Dead 3 is like Back for Blood, I
Yeah.
don't know about that. Well, I guess I gotta put it. We doing 1 through 5.
We're just gonna go back and forth. We'll come up with five total. Just whatever you
Okay. All
got.
right.
We'll
I'm
we'll
putting.
share a list of five today.
All right. I'm putting. I'll put it at number 5 then. I'm putting it at number 5.
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
right. Okay. All right. Infamous. Infamous from the original, like Cole, not the second song. Which I mean, second song can't come back, but like bringing him back, a new Infamous game. Maybe Infamous at this point we would if we're going based off of them. Infamous 3.
So if you want it based off the first character from Infamous,
Mm-hmm.
what if they gave it like Infamous Rebirth or something to give it,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
could do with that.
it's a
I just
sequel,
didn't.
but just something a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need my boy Cole back.
See, I never played Infamous, so I can't rank it high on my list. So
I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you.
you stuck Left 4 Dead at 5, so we'll stick Infamous at number 4.
All right. Okay.
And this next one with GTA 6 is in the same vein. Give me a new Saints Row.
Oh, oh man. Listen. I'm one of the weird people apparently that like the remake they did or whatnot. But if we're gonna be completely honest, if we're getting a sequel from that game, that's not gonna rate high. Cause I liked it,
Why
but it's
not?
like
Saints Row was they had good games. I feel like people fell off 4 a little bit.
no, I'm talking about the remake. If it's a sequel from the remake, it's not gonna rank high.
No,
If
I'm
it's a
talking about just
sequel
put
from the
another one
original
in,
one,
just put another one in the series.
it, if it follows the way they did the first original series, then yeah, I might have to put that one up at 2. That one might be real high. But if it's from like just a general, like kind of next in the series, which is from the last one, that'll probably be a 3. If I could push it to 5, I would push it to 5.
See, because for me, Saints Row 1 and 2 was like peak for me. And then I don't think I have it out right now. Oh, I do. Hold on.
Oh, oh, oh.
I have the Saints Row 4 statue from their pre. They had like a collector's bundle. I have a Johnny Gat Saints Row 4 statue. I wasn't sure if I had it out behind me or not. It's dusty. I need to dust a little bit, but Saints Row 4, Saints Row 3, like I played a lot of Saints Row.
Okay. I'm finna force you to put something you might not like kind of high.
See, you started us out so low that you saved probably Digimon or something.
I mean, I could. Not infamous. Anthem. Let's get a sequel for Anthem.
I tried to play Anthem. I never got into it. I don't think my computer could run it at the time, so I never bothered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that.
Okay. I mean, I personally would like that because while the story wasn't that good, the flight mechanics for each of the javelins were great. Like the whole mechanics of the game were great. Just the story was lacking. The story was really lacking. And I think that's what really hurt that game to make it die kind of quick. So,
Yeah, I remember you guys making a big deal about it, but I don't know if it was my computer couldn't run it at the time or because I knew you at that point when Anthem came out. I knew you at that point. You and Danky and
yeah, it was on PlayStation though. Okay, all
yeah.
right. All right, so give me your rank.
I mean, I feel like see, I don't have a next one lined up, so I'll go ahead and give you Anthem as one
All right,
because I feel like it didn't get a fair shake.
it did, it really did. But then again, they didn't do a really good job on that story, so I have to give it to the people. And since you don't,
I'll let you fill in the last actual rank. I'm gonna give one honorable meme mention.
okay.
When do we get Fortnite 2?
Oh no, actually, Fortnite currently is 2. When do we get
That's true.
Fortnite 3? Yeah,
Fortnite,
it's
I
3.
mean, technically Fortnite's still a beta, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So when do we get full release Fortnite?
Ooh, when do we drop the early release? I mean, early access. Excuse me.
Yeah, because technically Save the World was the first Fortnite,
All right.
which I had on my PlayStation 4. I had the Fortnite disc for Save the World.
You finna hate me for the last one.
I'm an OG of Fortnite, you could say, because I had the Save the World disc. So
Oh
kind of a
yeah,
big deal.
yeah. You're one of the original Fortnite kids.
Yeah, I played like 2 matches of season 1. Bought the Battle Pass season 2. I got the Black Knight skin. I actually got a Black Knight Funko Pop behind me. It's one of the other few games behind me that isn't Pokemon.
All right. My last one, Marvel Avengers 2.
I That's what I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
That should have been number 1 just because.
yeah. No, yeah. I get you. I get you. I wasn't gonna do it too, but I look at the camera and I see this big ass Captain America. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
See, I was actually going to mention that, not as like one of my actual thoughts, but just because I know you went and saw Thunderbolts. So like I was like, well, we need a good superhero game. I feel like there's not any superhero games that have staying power. I mean, Marvel Rivals right now, I guess, technically, but it's not a story superhero game. Or, it's just the I don't even know what that game style technically is, but
Um,
the I wanted to say arena shooter, but that doesn't sound right because it's not a
I think
shooter.
it is. I think it is.
But
It is. No, it's a shooter.
I mean,
It's
I
a
guess
shooter.
yeah, it is. Third
But
person hero shooter. That's what I wanted. Hero shooter because you have your heroes like Overwatch.
yeah, yeah. But okay, if I'm being completely honest, right? And again, people called me a Avengers defender forever, and for the most part, I will. I will say this, right? I have said this before, and I'll say it again. The developers were given incorrect instructions. They were confused as hell. They was getting things like, "Oh, we want to make this live service. We want to make this multiplayer. We want to make this single player." If anybody knows anything about game development, or even if you don't, you know that if you're getting thrown so many different things trying to put them all together, it's going to mess up. And I think that's one big issue that Marvel's Avengers had, was the lack of direction it had. The combat was great. I love the combat. Sometimes I go back and play it just because I miss that combat. Right, it's a lot smoother to me than Spider Man. It's fun to flip around and whatnot, but it's a lot smoother. Right, being able to play as Thor, being able to play as Kamala, things like that. And but the story, they took too long to get off the ground. I feel like, and I think I told this people before. There was a book that they had for the game. There was a prequel of the story for the game. Had y'all been smart, y'all shouldn't have never let that book hit stores. Y'all should have started the game with that book. Carried the entire story through the book, making a big, these big things, have these big events or whatnot. Have a mid-season or like maybe a year or two into it. Have the expansion pack where the current story started. Have that be in the middle, and then go from there. Y'all got 4 years off of that, and the story in the book was great. They start talking about how the enemies end up being like representations of the zodiac signs. So you had enemies from, like, had Leo as a like a Leo, Gemini, and it had, like, different entities as, like, zodiac, basically zodiac bosses. They would have been really good with that. Throw in a couple of Marvel stuff, try to keep up with the MCU on the side. Maybe some like suits like they did, and also like some intertwining stories, so to speak. They also needed a better development team and more money. Square Enix was not giving them money. It was not giving them money they needed to, and the team, they were doing like you know Tomb Raider and things like that before that. You go from Tomb Raider and, like, it was something like Legacy of Kain, like the stuff they're doing now. You go from that stuff to a Marvel game or game that's like a comic book superhero thing, and you don't really use a lot of the stuff from the stories, from the books. You shoot yourself in the foot. And, that was one big thing. So if somebody ever get, I don't want to say Insomniac like everybody do, because Insomniac, they do really good um, single player games. I don't want an Avenger game to be single. I need a person or a developer that's doing really good multiplayer, and give them the money. Give them a check. Give them a blank check to do everything. Let
So
them
you're saying
follow
there's a
stories.
chance.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Marvel, here's the thing. People claim Marvel this, Marvel that, Marvel's fell off, blah, blah, blah. It hasn't. There's still people that go out. Uh, There's a lot of disconnect, right? You say, okay, you spent 300 million on this movie, be 100 million on marketing, which they haven't been doing a lot recently. So let's say 60 million. So you got 300 million that they use to do. That's what paying the actors or stuff like that. And then they get a movie that's like maybe 500-600 million. And they say, oh yeah, well they broke even when they did that. That's still 300 million extra. Disney is still one of the most expensive and more richest places they can do. If they wanted to, Jesus Christ, if they wanted to do a really good game that'll bring them money, just give a really good development team the money. Give them the money to do it. We got Iron Man that's still sitting out there somewhere that we would love to have. We still have supposed to be another Black Panther game. We got Blade that's supposed to be coming out. The stuff is there. People want to see it, but you just got to be able to give them what they want. You don't say I'm gonna give you Blade and then you don't even try to do anything from the comics. I'm not saying you have to take comics and put it as a game, but like read the comics, read them, and try to do something with it. Use the names in there, use the stuff like that. They can do it. They've did it before.
I feel like
Spider-Man.
there's probably people out there that want this that might even have some fan game made, whatever fan made game. But I feel like not to bring it back to Pokemon, but Marvel might be a little bit protective of those names that after the failure now of Marvel Avengers, they're hesitant to go forward with anything else. They might have been presented ideas, demos, whatever, but they've been reserved in continuing that process.
And it probably is. But in the same token, it's like the failure for Marvel's Avengers was in part of them doing that, protecting the names, protecting, trying to protect or try to, okay, I don't want to use these characters because somebody might want to make the game for this. No, just do it. If they brought, there's a game called Marvel Heroes or Marvel Heroes Omega for people who played it on the console. That basically it was like I forgot what it's called. It's basically like a top down hero crawler. I think it's what it is. That game with updated graphics would be great. There's a game called Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I've
One
heard of
and
that
two,
one.
yeah, 1 and 2 were on PlayStation and Xbox. 3 was on strictly on the Switch. That's the only reason why I got a Switch at the beginning. And if they had did something similar to that, if they had made another one of those with updated graphics, gave us like the newer heroes or whatnot, and put it out everywhere, that would make money because people still want to play these heroes, but they don't want to play just the Avengers. Some people don't like the Avengers, but they love X-Men. Let them play X-Men. Some people love the Fantastic Four. I know one person that's on TikTok that his entire he obviously as a joke, but his entire family he made his Fantastic Four. He has a son, he has a daughter, and he's basically Mr. Fantastic. He found his Sue. He has found him his family. He has found his Fantastic Four. There are people out there who would enjoy those things. It's gotta give it to him. You can't be protective with stuff because the Marvel name is still gonna hit. People claim all the time Marvel's falling off, but every time something comes out, they at least look at it. They at least check it out, just so they can say it's trash. But still, they check it out. They look at it.
So I think another thing that just clicked for me that might be another reason behind it, and I think we see a similar thing for them, is just Disney in general. I feel like there's a lack of games in the Disney area. Obviously, they have what is it, Dreamlight Valley, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of Disney IPs don't go into the game space much.
Yeah, that's because they're protecting it too hard. Again, they're protecting it too hard.
It's one of those
Dreamlight
places where I feel
Valley.
like they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, 100%. There's there's so many games like prime example, Mario. You have Mario Kart. If you did a Disney game fully, if you put money through money at a developer to make basically the same thing, which I think they did try at one point, but they didn't give enough
There was a
resources.
Disney racing
Yeah,
game,
it was like Speed something.
Speedstorm,
Yeah, if they
came
actually
out
gave it a
2023. It was free to play actually.
yeah, if they gave it a proper chance and gave through the heroes at them, through the villains, who wouldn't want to go? If you're a Disney person, who wouldn't want to drive around with Stitch? Have a Stitch.
Actually, that's still ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously it's not. If you go look at it, it's probably not. Let's see, it's on Steam charts.
It's kind of everywhere, but I just didn't realize that, like the last season just came out in March and it was Tron themed. That was season 12. The season 1 was Monsters Inc. Season 2 was Toy Story. Season 3 was Lilo and Stitch. Season 4 was Aladdin. 5 was Frozen. 6 was Little Mermaid. 7 was Wreck It Ralph. 8 was Inside Out. 9 was Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever. Season 10 was Nightmare Before Christmas. Season 11 was The Incredibles, and now season 12 was Tron. And I feel like I don't remember hearing about this game after like its initial release.
Yeah. Disney relies too heavily on word of mouth for a lot of things. They don't do a lot of marketing. Prime example. We just got today. I just watched Thunderbolts. I didn't even notice. I didn't even know until somebody mentioned it in like a TikTok that Ironheart comes out next month. Now, of course, if you if you know why that's not being promoted as heavily as Thunderbolts, but still, even if it was like Thunderbolts wasn't heavily, you know, promoted, they did that same thing with Spider Man. They waited until the last few months to do a heavy, not Spider Man game, but the Spider Man movie, the latest No Way Home. Now, granted, it still did great. It still did amazing. To a point where they put it back in theaters. But Disney waits until the last few weeks to a month for shows, and like 3 months for movies. And that's just not enough time for people. If people don't watch TV, right, they might miss it. Yeah, if this is something y'all wanna do, it needs to be put in here. I need to see it on my phone, bro. When I wake up in the morning, I need to get a text message from Disney saying, "Hey, yo, don't forget, you know, May 2nd, Thunderbolts come out." Like it's weird. It's definitely weird. It's like they don't want, you know, they want the most of their money coming from their amusement parks. That's how it feels sometimes. I could
Which
be
I'll be going
wrong.
to Disney next year, but that's different story.
Good job.
But just
Speedstorm. Just look it
yeah,
up real quick.
Speedstorm. They're currently promoting season 13. I just saw tweets about it,
I'm finna download
and
that right now, bro. That's what's finna.
that
You
yeah, I'm
free,
about
bro?
to download it and check it out
You
before
free?
next episode. But
That's a,
the other thing with Disney games I just remembered, and we don't have a release date for, is the next Kingdom Hearts actually. But that's along the line of Final Fantasy, like very story heavy game.
oh, that makes me mad. Makes me mad because what they're gonna do is like the same thing. Granted, I heard that Kingdom Hearts 3 was great. I don't know because I got so excited about waiting. Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3. That when it first came out, I was bored with it because it didn't immediately blow me away like it did as a kid. But again, it's nostalgia, the nostalgia glasses. But it's like if y'all wait this long, I'm not finna be in my 60s playing on Kingdom Hearts 4. Come on.
See, I never played Kingdom Hearts as a kid, so I finally played Kingdom Hearts on my Twitch channel back in 2019. I beat the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only one I've played still to this day is the first one. So
They were great. I'll give them that. They were great. But
I
like,
intended to, but there's a lot of games I intend to play, as you mentioned, backlog. Um, and yeah, there's always something out there waiting to be played somewhere between all the different consoles. So
just looking at my Steam, like like installed currently, not even just about installed right now, is 34. 34 installed. Now, granted, I've played a lot of these or whatnot, but a lot of those, because I have like my favorites and a lot of the ones that are uncategorized, I ain't touched yet. I played on it, but I ain't touched yet. That's what goes back to what I was saying originally. If you can't afford to get the Switch 2, play your backlog. I know you got one. You can't look at me and tell me you don't have one.
I have 15 games installed on Steam right now, and I've played every one, at least some of the 15 that are here.
That's because you are
But most of
busy.
the ones I have installed on my desktop are not story games. I was playing my story games on my Steam Deck. So, and to kind of start wrapping up a little bit with backlogs and games installed. So, what have you been playing lately, bud?
For me, completely honest, nothing but Drive Beyond Horizons. I've been trying to put some of those cars together so I can use them. What else? I think I played some more Pokemon on stream. Uh, I play okay. So every day, or every night, I at least play some WWE 2K25. That's been like a thing in me. Like I'll play maybe a couple of matches of Universe in the 2K games. You know, just because I'm like sometimes I'm like I feel like spearing somebody. I feel like somebody needs to get speared. So I get on the game, play a couple of universes, a couple of matches of universe, defend my championship because I'm always a champion because I am that dude. Anyway, what else? Trying to see what else. I tried to start playing Rise of Ronin, but I just realized it's not my game.
It happens.
It looks so good. Somebody had made like a Sasuke build on there where they have like electricity powers and whatnot. I want to play that so bad, but it's like, man, I'd rather be there to try it out.
I've just been playing Pokemon. So, I did play Drive Beyond Horizons for about an hour. I played one session of the Infinite, went, drove a while, saw one of the slot machines, like, I'm gonna sneak over to this, and then domino effect the landmines, and I was like, all right, that's a good stopping point. Uh, but other than
It
that,
makes
it's
sense.
just been Pokemon, yeah, and technically Cobblemon, which is Minecraft and Pokemon. Getting back into Cobblemon a little bit, but now that we have an earlier date for Borderlands 4, I think I need to dive into Borderlands 3 because I bought it and never played it. Speaking of backlogs.
See, don't be on the internet complaining about, oh my god, I can't play the Switch too. Wait until it's on sale. Wait until the game's on sale. If it's $80, wait until the game's on sale and play your backlog.
See, that's
It's
the
gonna be.
problem though. Nintendo games don't go on sale like that.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's right.
Nintendo is very protective with their IPs. They don't even put them on sale.
Which that's another topic that we should eventually get into. Still, just play your backlog. Get your money up, pay your backlog.
Or if you have Game Pass, there's how many games out there? Go play those.
Yep.
Epic
Or
does
get.
free games all the time on PC. You got options for games.
I just want to point this out because as a person who was recently laid off myself, do not try to keep up with the Joneses. Right? I know it's definitely one of those. Man, I want to play this game so bad. I want to play this. I want to play Pokemon. I want to play this and this. Don't put yourself in a bad position financially to play a game when it comes out. I know that's something that seems like common sense, but some people are like, you know, video games are sometimes the best way they cope with a bad situation. Maybe you got laid off, maybe your job is not paying you a lot, and you kind of need some type of happiness. Play video games that you have, you know, find places that have cheaper games that you can play, like Humble Bundle. It's a great way. Get $13, you get at least free what 8 free games. You may not like them all, but play indies. Play indie games. That's the big thing. Play indies. Currently, right now, I could get. I wish I could pay. Oh, y'all can just I can get Tomb Raider 1-3 remastered, Dredge, Alien, Dark Descent, 100,000 resist, Nolan, Novalands, diplomacy is not an option. Jesus Christ, I can't read. It's 10 o'clock at night. Leave me alone. Distance World 2 and Nomad Survival. That's 8 games for $13 a month. And you can stop whenever you want to.
I used to do the humble choice. I stopped it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I just recently got back into it. I have a 6 month active thing now.
One thing that I used to do, and I feel like games don't do it anymore, but back in the Xbox 360 days, just go into the shop and look for demos.
Yeah.
Look for game demos. There was one game I played the demo of. I ended up buying it. Was Blur, which was a racing game
Mm-hmm.
on the 360. Like, just go find a demo. There's demos on Steam. Like, go find a demo. Check a game out that way.
Yeah.
There's options out there.
That is a lot of the reason the ways I was able to get in, play like different life sim games is because a lot of them give you like demos. If you want to be completely honest, if you're looking for a game, if you're looking for a game with a demo where the people love their game, go ahead and look up A Voyages of Nero on demo. They have the demo out. You can go ahead and play it wherever you want to. They update it almost every other week at this point. That's a good game that you can play if you like survival games. Knock that out. Feel me?
I
Play
want
the
to check
demo
that
back
game
then.
out again. It's been a while. I
There you
checked out
go.
the demo early on. It's been a while since I've checked it out.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
see their
cool.
stuff on social media. I'm like, that looks like they've done a lot since I last played. So,
Yeah, they have. They've done a lot. You know, we can rock it out one day.
well, we also need to check out Borderlands 3. But
First, before we do any of that 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 co-op, what you gonna do is you gonna play Drive Beyond Horizons with me. That's what you gonna do. After that, then we can play everything else.
yeah, so final thoughts.
This mother.
Anyway, yeah, Slip and I are gonna do some games together for sure. Um, I started work on the Patreon. We'll get that up and running. Um, maybe in the future we'll do some extended episodes, only exclusive to Patreon, stuff like that. So we'll definitely look into that. And then you guys just get some Slip and I chilling playing games, in the future. Potentially some behind the scenes talk about the podcast and things, maybe some uncensored gaming whenever we get into Borderlands or Drive Beyond Horizons and I crashed Slip's car somewhere. But
I'm not
we'll
driving
figure it
again.
out.
Okay.
Slip's gonna get out to look for something, and I'm gonna drive his car backwards and blow it up somewhere. But
Final thought. What's the best thing you can catch with an old rod?
an old rod,
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Pikachu use hate crime. Wow.
So Slip's got Pokemon against humanity or something like that. Cards against humanity, but Pokemon themed, and that's what you get to look forward to with those.
Cards against Pokemon.
Okay, I said it backwards. Pokemon against humanity, cards against Pokemon. Either way, Slip's final thoughts is Pokemon related.
Yeah.
Mine actually wasn't going to be, believe it or not. My final thought was actually going to be player backlog.
So you're gonna steal my thoughts. Okay.
Listen, games are getting delayed. We don't have release dates. There's been a lull in gaming. There's some new games out. Clair Obscura, Expedition 33, I think it's called. Looks really good. Like, there's some good games out there. Drive Beyond Horizons is newer, but if you got some downtime, check out a game that you've been meaning to play. That's I'm gonna try to do before next recording is play something I've been meaning to play that I haven't gotten around to. And no, it will not be Digimon yet.
Okay, I got one more. I got one more. Why did my Pokemon trainer card get revoked?
Why?
Charmander used arson. There we go.
That'll do it. That'll do it. I
That'll
think there's gonna be a lot more stuff revoked if you got your Charmander committing arson.
True. Freedom revoked.
Anyway, Slip, if we sit here any longer, Slip's just going to keep reading these. So
Yeah.
make sure you guys go follow Leisurely Gaming, all the socials. We're going to be putting up some clips and stuff on YouTube and TikTok and stuff as well. So make sure you check those out. I'm AverageSiege. You can find me at AverageSiege on all platforms.
And I'm SlipShockGaming. You can find me everywhere that SlipShockGaming will get you.
And be on the lookout for that Patreon for Leisurely Gaming so you can check out some more AverageSiege and Slipshot Gaming content in the future. Appreciate you all watching. Be sure to leave a review, like, comment wherever you're watching this, and you just might be featured in the next episode. We'll see you next time. Take care.